Hello, everybody. This is D. Durrell with the Sectors TV. This is D. Durrell broadcasting from D. Durrell the Rebirth. We're going to get to the thick of things today. We're going to focus on the donors. We're going to focus on the ineptitude of Umar Johnson. We're going to focus on solutions. I welcome donors. Come on my panel. Let's chop it up. Let's have a discussion. I want you to hear this. Previous video not showing on my D. Durrell the Rebirth channel. It gives rise to why I'm doing this live stream tonight. And if you are a donor, whether you've been on my channel or not, you have to be a donor. I want you to come on the panel and let's have a discussion. Let's do this. Tell me what's on your mind. Tell me what has convinced you to continue investing in this endeavor. Please let me know. I would like to understand. Now I'm going to go ahead and play the video so it can give rise to those that don't know. Now you will know. Shout out to everybody. Let's get it. Welcome. This is D. Durrell with the Sectors TV. Happy to be here once again to interact with each and every one of you, to have intellectual conversation, talking about things that matter, talking about things that spark your curiosity, talk about things that is stimulating in itself. Now, guys, I know there are people right now wondering what has influenced D. Durrell to speak in the manner that he has spoken over the last few days. The truth is the truth. And yes, I'm speaking to a certain group of people. I'm talking to a certain group of people who have fucking gaslit social media in regards to Umar Johnson. And I have to admit, I'm partially the fucking blame. I am partially the blame. Now, I'm going to continue to say, just to let you all know, to make myself clear, I do not, and I'm going to say this repeatedly, I do not think Umar Johnson is a scammer. However, what I do think is he don't know what the hell he's doing. He don't know what he's doing. He's economically inept to making the right decisions. Disorganization, delusional thinking, And this is a message. This is a message. To those who have donated to the Fdmg Academy. People that I have known and have been on the battlefield. Brother Seth Marie. People who have, that I have engaged in conversation on and off YouTube. Through this process, I'm talking to the donors. To the single black mother who is the heart of the Umar Johnson debacle, who have funded this bullshit. I'm saying to you, have you looked yourself in the mirror when it comes to this? Are we doing the right thing? When is enough is enough? I am talking to the donor, the person who gave $10 a month, $20 a month, $30, even $5 a month. It does not matter. And for those who are looking at me side-eyed, you can kiss my ass, because I have a right to say whatever the hell I want to say about this topic. I have the right, just like you as a donor, you have a right also. You have a right to express whatever concerns and grievances that you have with Umar Johnson. And can't nobody tell you different. Can't no one tell you any different. Can nobody tell you you don't have the right to complain? You don't have a right to bitch. You don't have a right to no longer support. This project in itself has suffered from a high level of attrition over the last, particularly the last 5 years. The success, and I have the finances. I have it all. But operating a school is not what I was compelled to do. I'm actually doing what I dreamed of doing since I was 12 years old. School is telling you to give them these medications. Give them Adderall. In the past, it was Ritalin, Concerta, and whatever else is coming that's new to this, whatever next generation drug. And you're just wanting him to learn. Now, I commend the work which many of you have seen Umar Johnson do in the Black Parents Association. Listen, I'm not here to say he didn't do any good. And I'm not here to say he's scamming, even though I know many of you want me to say so. I'm not saying that. I'm here looking at incompetence. For Now that's me basically yesterday on my live, on my premiere, and where I discuss this issue, in which I discuss the issues that are going on within the foundation of this school, the operations, the accumulation of capital over time, paying taxes, the executive structure, management structure, the viability of funding this on a month-to-month basis. I'm not here to call names. I'm not here to make jokes. I want a serious conversation. If you are a donor, get the link. This is for donors only. This is not for people who have not donated. This is not, again, this is not for people who've never donated. This is for donors only. This is for donors only as we continue today. My job today is so that I can have a discussion with you all. I plan for this live stream to be about 45 minutes to an hour. This is not going to be a long live stream unless donors come up and speak to D. Durrell. I would like you all to chop it up with me. I want to have a conversation. I would like to talk to you about why you donated, whether you stop donating or continuing to donate. I'd like you to come up. This is an Fdmg donors panel only. If you are a donor, you have the right to come up and talk to D. Durrell on my platform. Because, see, you're part of the problem. I was part of the problem because we failed to hold Umar Johnson accountable for his actions. You all were so taken by his charisma, his knowledge, his how charismatic he was, his image, his social media presence, that you forgot about the end game. The end goal is to have a school. I appreciate that reigning woman. She said that she shared it on her community tab for donors too. If you are a donor, this is your opportunity to speak. I know that Umar Johnson donors watch YouTube. Yes, they're on Instagram. Yes, they're on YouTube. Yes, they're on Facebook, Instagram. Excuse me. They're on all social media platforms, Twitter also. Umar has an across the board social media presence, even in unwanted places. So the link is there. You can get the link if you are an Umar Johnson donor. Why don't you come up and talk to D. Durrell? Now I'm gonna give it about another 5 minutes, so then I'm gonna play some more snippets of my previous live stream because I would like you all to come up and chop it up with me. Tell me what's on your mind. I have had many people that have been disgusted with my content over the last few days. They're all in the comment section. D Darrell, why are you doing this? You were once, now you changed. Why would then you got people who were wondering why I was slow to change. Make your mind up. If you were able to talk to me before, you should be able to talk to me now. Tell me your reasons for donating. Because, see, one thing that I attempted to do back in 2020 and 2019, I was hoping to garner more support for the people who were donating, which were a lot more back then. You cannot only relegate yourself to King Kong Consciousness channel. Or are you only going to relegate yourself to one channel where you give all this support, over 100,000 subscribers, but then you fail to respond when people are speaking exclusively to you about this one issue? The viability of Fdmg Academy and the governing of this project by Umar Johnson. I'm not here to shame you. I'm not here. I can't, because I donated. And I probably donated more than most people. And what Umar doesn't understand is that transparency actually leads to more donations. There's no more wishful thinking. And if you feel that you don't have to do so, you don't have to give anything, then people can also feel like I don't have to donate. So I would like you all to come up and chop it up with me. That's the link is in the chat. How are you, Amanike Mama Max? Appreciate you for coming in. Appreciate you for showing up. Again, if you are a donor, this is your opportunity to express yourself to D Darrell and to the YouTube world, because I donated. This is not a situation with it's not hating. This is about having a discussion. Good that you're doing well, Amanike. So in about a minute, I'm going to play more of my video, just snippets, as I wait on Umar Johnson, Fdmg supporters, Fdmg donors. I welcome you to come on the panel. Let's have a talk. Let's have a discussion. Don't feel shy. I'm not here to jump you. I'm not like that. I'm on your side. But I'm not about blindly donating and blindly following a situation that has no end. I'm not just gonna. I'm not gonna donate so that you can pay $7,000 worth of taxes every month. I'm not. I'm not going to do it. That's bad business, and that's a bad use of my money. So I welcome everybody with the conscious clientele that's been following me for years, months. I welcome you all for being here. I welcome you all for coming in. Also at the bottom, it's my Cash App, Darrell77. You can donate to my channel. Also, this is my email address in which you can send me correspondence. If you don't want to get on here, you want to talk or whatever, you don't want to make yourself known, you can send me an email. You can send me an email. Say, you know what, D. Darrell, this is what I think. I didn't want to come on the panel. I don't want to make myself known, but this is what I think. Okay, I respect that. But where are you? I know there cannot be people who are ashamed to admit that they donated to Umar Johnson. They can't be. Now everybody's ashamed to say something. Yeah, Pillsbury. I hope they can get the link. I'm not here to jump you. I'm not here to say disparaging things and offend you. I'm just here to have a discussion. Speak your mind. Speak your situation. Oh, you bought his book? Oh, you can come up too. If you support it, buying the book is support. That counts too. Not only did you donate, if you bought if you cashed app Umar Johnson, bought his books, that counts equally as well. That counts if you supported him in some phase, even if you donated your time to volunteer to help clean the place up. That counts. Baby Ghost said, I think he just needs to be an actor at this point. The money whoever donated is spent on traveling expenses. Wow. Who knows? We have no record. We have no report. So I'm about to go ahead and play some more of my video that led to me doing this live stream. Here it goes. A person who has an administrative degree, a master's degree in education, leadership, and instruction. That is an administrative level degree that qualifies you to work in administration in the educational system, particularly as a school principal. Yet your school has no framework or foundation for an administration. Yet your school has no board that we are knowledgeable of. Not to the fact that people are going to go stalking them and, looking them up and critiquing them and calling. And I understand what the AFW did. But if the school is going to operate, they were going to do things anyway. You cannot operate out of fear, Umar Johnson. Pan-Africans don't operate out of fear for anybody. I'm speaking to the single mother. I'm speaking to the mother who's married, single mother. I'm speaking to the grandmother who just got her daughter's 5 kids out of foster care, who have all types of issues, sexual abuse, physical abuse, neglect. They're at the school acting an ass, acting up everywhere. They're calling you every day. You need to put them on this medication. The diagnostician is getting ready to diagnose him to whatever. They want to put him in special ed because It's not that he's not capable of learning. He doesn't value learning. I'm talking to the desperation of every black family dealing with problem-related issues with their children. That's who I'm speaking to. And you donated since 2014. Consistently, religiously, effortlessly for those who can afford. Despite Umar's less than professional behavior, his eccentric behavior at times, scandalistic behavior, irregardless of all those things, you continue to allow that money to be automatically debited out of your account. I am speaking to you. Because I'm licensed to help people in your condition. Give or take. Anywhere between $50 to $100. I donated maybe sometime I think in 19 or 20, I may have given, I think 19, I may have given maybe a couple hundred, and 20, I may have given a couple hundred before I left the sector. And even when I left the sector, I still donated. I just told people I agreed not to publicly support. I am speaking to you who's frustrated that your child won't be still. Your child won't pay attention. Your child can't stay focused. Your child is fighting. He's turning cartwheels in the class, cursing and yelling at the teachers, fighting the students, come home fighting, only want to play video games, want to rip and run around the house, has no discipline, and is in need of extreme behavior modification, behavioral plans. He needs to look at someone that reflects who he is. He's been labeled at school. Before he walks into the campus and they see him, they're automatically having a negative predisposition towards your son. This is indicative of what black boys go through. And you know what? I've been in the trenches. I have been in the trenches. I have been in the IEP, a part of the IEP plans and the 504 accommodations. The IEPs and the 504 accommodations, special education, and other programs, after school programs. Controversy about the school. Tell me from a logical standpoint, what has Umar Johnson done for you? What has Umar Johnson done for you? What has Umar Johnson done for you? What has he done for your children? What has he done for young black males? At this point, one can only concede that these are false hopes, false ideas, that have convinced you that it will come into fruition. The time is up. We have no answers, but you're commenting on the snow bunnies. We have no answers, but you're commenting on political issues. You're commenting on social media trending topics. You're commenting on the manosphere. You're commenting on Bill Cosby and other racist acts that go on to black people. That happens every day. That's nothing new. You're commenting on a festival. You're commenting on the haters. But you have not answered one question to the donors, to you who is listening. What has he done for you? What has he convinced you? What has he done to convince you that opening the school is realistic and is obtainable? Again, this is D. Durrell. This is a video that I created. Message to the donors. So this is a live stream focusing on the donors. You have been donating to Fdmg Academy for years. You cannot tell me you're happy 100% with what Umar is doing. If you think so, let's have a conversation. Shout out to None Swirl Zone. Appreciate you for coming in. States, I don't see Fdmg school opening within the next 5 years. Too much work lay ahead. Umar Johnson has supplemented his lifestyle primarily off donors' dime. I wouldn't be surprised if Umar has purchased property in Ghana. Now, what I will say is this. He has a separate Cash App in which people can donate to his Cash App. He has an Fdmg Cash App and he has an Umar Johnson Cash App. Those are two totally different things. So if you wanted to donate to Umar Johnson Cash App, that's fine. If you want to supplement his lifestyle, you're free to do so. I'm focusing on the Fdmg Academy Cash App that goes directly to the school. Now, I anticipated that either I was going to get a couple of people come up who are donors, or I would get no one coming up. And it looks like I'm probably not going to have anybody coming up tonight. If you are a donor, Umar Johnson supporter, you bought his books, you went to the festivals, you've seen them in person, all of that goes. If you bought tickets to see Umar, that counts too, because all of that is supposed to go towards the school. So it goes to anybody. And I just want to hear from you. Give me your perspective. Give me your opinion. Don't you know, guys, today that I was on YouTube looking up Umar Johnson supporters, and almost every video that I saw was actually a Umar Johnson detractor. And I get it because this is YouTube. And Umar Johnson is a polarizing figure. And the money is actually made on talking negative about Umar Johnson, not being positive. However, I'm evaluating this and I'm like, who are these people giving him money? Are these people new, old? Are these people that don't necessarily follow social media? It could be a mixture of a lot of people. People who just are going to tune out anybody that says anything different. I am speaking to the donors. Just want to have a conversation, just one simple conversation. This is not something where I'm yelling and screaming and at each other trying to trip you up. No. I just want to ask you logical questions that consist of your reasons for donating to Umar Johnson. That's it. None Swirls On said, I guess his donors won't know anything soon how their money is being spent since Umar publicly said he's not going to open his books up for accountability. Yes. And how do you feel about that? No one wants to talk about how they feel about it. No one wants to give an opinion. I was part of the problem. I was one that stated at one time I didn't really care about the books. At least talk to me about the status, the process, the progress. Where are the goals? Where are the goals? I'm a Nike Mama Max say I was duped. Potentially. You have the right to say whatever you want. I'm not in a position now where I'm going to tell you you can't say that you were duped. Shout out to the Sectors TV channel. Shout out to the people from the D Darrell the Rebirth channel. Also, I am broadcasting from the Black Balance Network. Shout out to my brother BMT, Black Male Talk. I'm also streaming from Twitch. The link is here. The link is here for you to talk. Listen, you can vent. You can say whatever you want. I don't care. You can say whatever's on your mind. If you feel like it's something you need to get off your chest, if you're disgruntled, if you're unhappy, you gave money. I don't give a damn if you gave $1. If you gave $1, you have a right to bitch and complain. I don't give a damn you gave $20, $50. You have a right to complain. You gave a dime. So let me continue. We're going to continue with this video. And this video is geared towards the donors. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. What we're seeing is a social media Pan-African influencer who is no better than people that come on Sinetta's TV, Sinetta's channel. They're wearing the Ankh, they're wearing Egyptian Kemetic symbols that they don't understand and don't know how to interpret. They're wearing African garb that they never experienced. They're speaking on 3 or 4 books that they read. Now they think they're a expert on everything. These are pseudo intellectuals on Sinetta. Now Umar is supposed to be an intellectual. Well, maybe the intellectual should stay in an intellectual's place. Because most intellectuals are not real good business people. They have other people that they pay to do their business. I am speaking to you because I was a supporter. Now, at this point, I'm a critic. I am involved in constructive criticism. I'm not with the name calling. I'm not concerned about what you eat. I'm not concerned about making jokes about you. I'm not concerned about who you're dating. You're married to 2 women. I care less about that. That is none of my business. I don't care about, well, I'm not gonna say I don't care about, but I'm not concerned about your relationship to your children. That's none of my business. And yes, in my last video, people were talking about how he's gonna take care of somebody else's children. He doesn't take care of his own. Well, there are plenty of teachers that don't take care of their own children. You just don't know it. And administrators. I'm not concerned about the morality of Umar Johnson. And either are you as a donor. You're not concerned either. You care less. You care less about Umar's value system outside of being Pan-African. At least in that term for me. From that perspective, I may say. Have you had any inclination of what the hell is he doing over the last few years? Are we just going to blame this on the pandemic? Many of you have bank statements that show every week period, every month or weekly, you are periodically donating to the Fdmg Academy. Now notice, guys, I'm not going to bring up the Umar Johnson Cash App. I don't care about the Umar Johnson Cash App, in which if you want to donate to Umar Johnson, which many of you listening have. I am speaking to those who have donated to the Fdmg Academy and Fdmg Academy only. I'm not concerned about debating you about Umar's 6 degrees. I know he has 6 degrees. I'm not concerned about you worrying about his 501c3 and all this other stuff with the taxes. Listen, we're not getting into that because you have no evidence for those who are anti-Umar to support any of your findings. It's only conjecture at best. I am speaking of the observable. And what I have observed is that the school is not open. The school is not nowhere near open. And it is only rational to think it may not ever open unless there is other evidence to support otherwise. If you're given $5, $10, $15, $20, $25, $30, $40 a month or a week to Umar Johnson, please let me know why. Let me know in clear conscience of why you are hopeful this school will open. What do you think about the monthly taxes of over $7,000 a month? Property taxes. The upkeep of the building. And in addition to that, renovations, HVAC. And no telling whatever else is that's not being told, that has been evaluated, that's at the price point that he has to reach. Again, I'm going to say this, as I stated before, I'm not speaking to you as Sectors TV. I'm not speaking to you as D. Darrell, the Rebirth, the Godfather, whatever title you've given me. I'm speaking to you as Dempsey Darrell Spears, the donor. This is who you're hearing right now. Please, I hope that I am seeing you as we speak. New people that I've never seen before. I hope that when this video is over, for those who have never heard of me before, which many of you probably have, particularly with the overwhelming support that I have given Umar over the years, you have heard something about me. Some, whispers somewhere. You heard of a D. Darrell. The interest was at an all-time high. We survived the conscious stripper. We survived the messy, dirty ass room. We survived talking on the phone when nobody's on the phone but acting like you're on the phone. The cell phone. We survived all of the jokes, the clownish behavior. The recent incident of talking to the white lady in the mall, minor stuff, I would say. We survived that. The issues with his father, who's doing work in Philadelphia, who's doing real work. Brother Jamal Johnson is doing real work. I know, because I speak to him all the time. I communicate with him. He texts me all types of events. He's doing a lot of community work. And he's traveling. He's living his life. I am speaking to you, ma'am, sir, elder. I'm speaking to you, the 21-year-old with a child that's 5 or 6 years old. You had him since you were 15, a teenage mother in her 20s. Child is 5 or 6 years old. You don't know what to do? You don't know how to engage with the school system? I'm talking to you. I am talking to you. I am speaking to you. I would like you to speak to me. Tell me what is on your mind. I am telling you what's on my mind. Does Umar care about what is on our mind? I believe that an independent black school can happen if the black community commits itself to allowing it to happen. But there has to be a certain presentation. There has to be a certain decorum for those involved. There has to be a certain structure. There has to be visible progression. There has to be some level of competency that we don't have to question. So I don't want to hear anything about racism. Because this is a self-inflicted wound that you created. And people are waiting. I don't want to hear about you buying land or getting land in Ghana or in West Africa to do something. I don't want to hear, you can no longer sit here with a straight face and talk about black people are trifling. You can't say that. I am speaking to the donor. This is a message to you coming from D. Darrell, aka the Godfather, speaking as Dempsey Darrell Spears. That's my real name. I'm speaking in my own self. And many of you know I rarely say my real name. Hell, everybody know my real name that watches me anyway. So what's the point? I'm speaking as me. I am probably referred within at least 3 to 5 hours. There has not been one incident in the state of Texas. This incident in Santa Fe, situation in Dallas, in which I was not contacted within 5 hours. And I have the receipts to show that. So when it comes to mental health, as far as the clinical aspect of it, the implementation of services, and the financial aspects, the business aspects of it, I have succeeded at all levels. I have succeeded at all levels. So I want you to feel comfortable, feel relieved to understand who you are speaking to. Because I am more accomplished than Umar Johnson in the field of mental health. Let me repeat that to each and every one of you. I am more accomplished than Umar Johnson in the field of mental health. In any mental health provider, whether you're a PhD, master's level, whatever, look at my resume and look at Umar's resume as it relates to mental health. There's no comparison. And I'm not tooting my own horn. That's just a matter of fact. Because I control my shit. I am the top. I am the CEO. I have people that work for me. I make profit. I hire black people. I've given free services to the black community. I've helped families stay together through CPS, foster care. Now I'm dealing with domestic violence and etc. Probation, parole. I have functioned in those areas. I'm speaking to you as a person who has followed Umar Johnson, not as a follower who has followed his journey since 2014. I did not know of Umar Johnson until I talked to a lady who was a single mother of 3 children and had a son diagnosed with ADHD, en route to me providing some services in the community. And she said, you sound like this brother named Umar Johnson. You should look him up. He actually has a lecture at the Shrine of the Black Madonna. You should come. And I went. And I connected, just like you did. When you watch those videos that other people were posted on Umar, I watched, I connected. I became enamored with what he was saying. I became interested in the school. Again, guys, this is the last call. This is the last call for Umar Johnson. Umar Johnson. I'm going to say this. This is last call for Umar Johnson donors, Fdmg Academy donors. Oh, Rainy Woman was at the Shrine of the Black Madonna also. I was there too. Which one did you attend, Rainy Woman? I went to the one in 14, I went to the one in 17, and I went to the one in 2021. Which one did you attend? We were at the same place together. The one in 2014, I got a chance to see him for the first time. The one in 2017, I was highly impressed with the turnout. The largest turnout was the one. It was the 2017. The 2017 was the largest turnout. That one had at least anywhere between over probably 2,000 to 3,000 or more people. So I actually used to attend the Shrine of the Black Madonna. I used to actually go to church there back in I want to say 2006 or 7. This is for the donors. The donors are afraid to speak, or the donors don't want to speak, or they don't think it's worth talking about. He's getting money from somewhere. He's getting money from somebody. So None Swears On says, if Umar cannot raise the funds to complete the school's renovations, will he come clean and tell his donors? I think giving time, they will forgive him. We don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. But Umar had so much social capital on YouTube in the Black community. He had so much of the confidence of the Black community. The height of Umar's popularity, in my opinion, was from 2015 to 2018. And then it was just one stupid thing after another that was occurring. He survived the conscious stripper stuff. He survived that. The beefs with Dr. Boyce and Tariq Nasheed, Young Pharaoh. People were past that. Oh, wow. You was there in 15. He literally just missed each other. You almost saw me through throw in a circle. Oh, okay. I didn't know he came in 2015. I know he came in 14. I remember that vividly because I was having a discussion, and the lady was like, you sound like Umar. You're in the same field. I think you'll like him, and he's trying to build a school. I'm trying to build a school. What type of school? So I asked a bunch of questions. Saw the YouTube videos, and I'm like, okay, I dig this. Start watching. I binge watched about 10 videos. They had all types of stuff of him going different places. See him at the shrine. So, Reigning Woman, when you attended in 2015, was it actually in the museum area or did you go inside the church? Because the times that I went, it was particularly 17. Well, the one in 2021 was not in the church because the support was, but the one I went in 2017, this was right before he bought the school. It was over 3,000 people at least. He made well over $150,000, $200,000, give or take. So where were you actually located for the actual lecture? Was it inside the museum area or was it inside the church? Please let me know. So I'm going to go back and play the remainder of this video. I just was playing little snippets here and there, and we'll go from there after that. He spoke a lot of truths. It's easy to gravitate to him. He's articulate. He's charismatic. He's funny. He has a presence about himself. But we're talking about business. Right now, I am talking about business. I'm talking about the dollars and cents. I'm talking about administrative activities. I am talking about operating a venture, well, it's not a venture, but operating this program, this school. The hell with all of the other stuff at this point. I am speaking to you. I hope you're listening. I hope you're in the chat. I will put my email address out. My email address will be listed. You can email D. Durrell. Leave comments in the comment section. If you want to hear more from me, unlike him, I will respond. And I will respond quickly. If you want a closer way of contacting me, depending on my interaction with you, I may be obliged to give you that also. But you will have my email address. You can tell me whatever you want. Whatever you want. I'm very personable, easy to talk to, easy to converse with. That won't be a problem. Speak your mind, speak your piece, vent out whatever you have, for or against. I want to hear from you. This is D Darrell's. This is this is D Darrell again, operating from D Darrell the Rebirth, and also Sectors TV. I appreciate you all for being here. So that's the end of that video. Again, this is me. This is how I feel at this point. This is what it has come to. This is the evolution of D Darrell at this point. I can go and bitch and complain about a lot of other things. But the main thing is related to the school. That's what counts. I don't care about all the other theatrics and irrelevant things about Umar, making fun of what he eats, what he wears, unkept room. I don't give a damn about a vegan restaurant. I'm talking about the school. Who wants to talk about the school? Fdmg Academy. Muslim said, true story, Umar met a 19-year-old kid back in 2012, and that kid went on to open up a school. Wonderful. I appreciate you, D. Darrell, for taking responsibility. Yes, I'm taking responsibility for me. Because at this point, as donors, we're going to have to take responsibility. Oh, wow. I have someone here that's willing to talk. Appreciate you for coming in. What's your name?
What's up, brother? This is Mr. Clean, man. How you doing?
What's going on, Mr. Clean? How are you doing, man? So kind of talk to me, brother. Before we get started, tell me how long have you watched my content, or you just pulled up for the first time?
No, so I vaguely kind of dip in and out surrounding Umar. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure tractor or somebody who started out. I believe you started out initially supporting the brother, and then
yes, I did.
Since things have taken so long, you have since kind of questioned, just like most people with common sense have done.
Right.
So that's pretty much where I heard about you.
So have you been following me recently, or have you been following me since like 2018, 19? On and off.
To be honest, I wouldn't be truthful about.
Hello?
Sure.
You say what?
I heard about your name at least for over a year.
Okay, cool. No problem. So how often did you donate? Talk to me about your donations.
So if you invited people to speak that were only donators, then I apologize. I just joined the stream. I have never donated to Umar Johnson.
Okay. Saying that you never donated, did you ever buy a book, or did you attend anything that the festivals or anything? Did you have any type of interaction in person with Umar? Visited the school, anything like that?
Never. I initially, once I heard him speak, probably in the first Hidden Colors or whichever documentary it was, obviously he was articulate, and I agree with a good percentage of the premise, what he was trying to say. But I never donated because shortly after that, we got scandals and we have all kind of things that made me quickly see, I'm not going to be the one to support him because he had too many things working against the positive aspects that he had for me to give him some money.
Okay, so what you're saying was that I'm gonna let you ride because you're a person that I'm not familiar with, and one of his purposes is I'm trying to get people that I'm not that familiar with to come up and give their opinion. Particularly it is a donor, but I'm gonna let you slide because you're somebody I don't really know. I'm not for people that I know didn't donate or that are typical viewers. We've already had our discussion, so I definitely like to see So what I'm saying is that you were going to be a potential donor and you decided not to.
I certainly would have donated to his campaign, without question.
Okay. So what was the actual, like you said, the scandal? What scandals are you talking in referencing that changed your mind?
If I'm not mistaken, it was the SETI rant that let me see that he, he to me he was a little off balance. There was a chemical off balance. Um, so I'm from the streets. I can read people really quickly. It doesn't take me long. I knew without knowing completely that his plan was not going to come to fruition because anybody with that type of mindset or instability, they're not going to be able to carry out no plan like that. I'm a professional. I know what it looked like. I know what it takes. And I knew that he did not have a key aspect to make a plan like that work.
Okay, so what you're basically stating when he went on the city rant and talked about city, because that was also part of it. Him and City had a, there were multiple beefs that were going on. He had the beef with City, he had the beef with Tariq. The beef with Tariq actually put himself in it, and to me, um, Dr. Boyce Watkins also just put himself in it for views. That's just my opinion. Um, because when Tariq started, Tariq actually commented on the fact that he didn't like that people was comparing him to Umar, like they always were grouped together. And then he kind of low key talked about Umar scamming per se without saying he was scamming. And so I could see how that could cause an issue. And then when it comes to young Pharaoh started talking about credentials. He didn't really, as you know, we all know where he's at now. So he has very little credibility. So I'm not going to say all the beefs was his fault, but I do get where you're saying as far as his handling of the situation. It was great. It was greatly mismanaged, and I do agree with that.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of people that still support the brother, and I don't fault anybody that supports him because he represents a good portion of key concerns, and he brings some good information. A lot of it has been remixed and summarized in his own way, but all of the to me, what I would call negative aspects of him that he brings kind of overshadow all that. Plus, when you add in the fact, hey, look at all the time that has passed, he has not proven that he can produce things, tangible things beside the book. That if you really read peer reviewed journals and things like that from literaries, you'll see that his books do not hold up to people that really do that type of work. And so yeah, so I mean, Umar, I mean, the track record is proven.
Well,
I,
my thing is that I question any book that see my thing. Uh, I got both books, and I was not. I'm not going to say he did a bad job. I'm just going to say, particularly the last book, I was not. I didn't like the last book at all. The first book was to me, he put some work. That last book was not a good work. And the thing about it, those are Amazon published books. That was not a legitimate publishing house that published those books. So you have to take it for what it's worth with that. I'm not saying nothing's wrong with getting your works um, published through Amazon, but Amazon is not a reputable, uh, you know, that's retail. That's not a reputable publishing house. And that's just my opinion. I'm not trying
no,
to dog
exactly.
anybody, but I'm just being real on that.
Exactly. I agree with you. I mean, anybody can write a book, and this is not shade. This is just truth. Anybody can write a book, send it to um, a low-level publishing company that just simply are trying to make money, like Amazon, and have it put out there. Since he's a doctor, he's held to a higher standard. There's people that
Wait,
need to cross-reference that. You need to have
right,
experts, and you need to have studies that relate to whatever your claims are. He doesn't have any of that. It's all anecdotal. So, I mean, to me, that's come on. What are we talking about? That's child's play.
right. I agree. So, anything last you want to say? I mean, because I do want to make way. I mean, I'm giving you a little time because you are a new person. I do like to hear different aspects, but I want to focus on the donors. So, and I do appreciate you for being honest to say that you didn't donate. So, Any last thing else you want? Anything else you want to say in regards to this issue with the? Because this is to me, I'm more about the topic being about people and how they feel about the FDMG Academy
All
because
right, let's
that was
talk.
the
Let's talk
reason.
about the school. Let's talk about the school real quick.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
do you have any questions to somebody like me or somebody who
Well,
has
I
not
had
donated?
questions. I had questions for people who donated,
Okay.
but being that I'm gonna say this, being that you were not a donor, um, when you first learned about his quote unquote, he gave an extensive, or let's just say, to me, very ideological in nature as far as the curriculum and the activities that would go on at the school, what it was going to offer, how it was going to train the children, what type of environment. He talked about that religiously in tons of videos. What did you think about as he talked about what the school would provide? How did you feel about that? What was your feedback?
I mean, for the most part, all of the ideas that well, not all of them, a good percentage of the ideas, most of them, if you're able to bring that to fruition, that's the greatest school that ever exists, ever. And that's why that's in my opinion why he threw out those lofty ideas. But to put that together, anybody that's in business or anybody just with logical sense knows what it would take to do that. Like, I mean, that's an incredible task in what he was trying to do. Have somebody learn how to be a herbalist and learn about nuclear physicists and all kind of stuff. We're going to train them in arms and combats. These are all specialty fields, man. There's not enough time to do that. And then when you throw in all the other uh, expectations that he was having, working in the entire tri-state area, busing people in, it's just not possible. And then plus, before we even get to entertaining those ideas, what is his track record of coexisting with other people? Where's the support system? Where's the network? Who else is involved in this project? We don't even got to talk about transparency. We know that doesn't exist. He says that it does, but it doesn't. He says he's transparent with his donors, but he's not. I mean, so he would call me a hater. He won't even entertain a conversation like this. I won't yell at him. I'd be very calm. Obviously, clearly, I can communicate. He won't even entertain this because anybody that knows anything about business, you got people that produce what they say they're going to do, and you got people that don't. But it takes a network, a team of people to do this. He's not capable of doing it based on the evidence that he has not done it.
Right, right. And I agree. I agree. I mean, that has not been from my perspective. I understand when you're doing something for the first time, you're going to have trial and error. So I knew there were going to be failures. I expected failures, but I am disappointed with the progress as far as things being operating in a more uh, organized, constructive manner. Things are not tightly operated. Um, there's a lot of theatrical stuff that he does constantly on social media that I'm not happy with. That I felt that he doesn't have time for that if you're really trying to get the school open. That's where it kind of drew the line for me. I didn't see from the time I donated in 14 and now, there has not been a progression in how things have been operating as far as the accumulation of funds, the issues with the taxes, the IRS not filing or letting whatever corporate status you have in states. It's a lot of things that have been neglected and not completed in a timely manner before its expiration. Those are all administrative in nature. So
Facts.
that's where the things went left for me. And
Facts.
that's why I'm doing this video. Because everybody will tell you when I did this, it threw a lot of people off. They like, but even though I did say slowly that, hey, I think this, and I don't even think he's scamming. Now, some other people say they think he's scamming. People in the chat are I just think he don't know what he's doing. That's just me.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
that's just me.
So
I think
I
it's pure incompetence. I think it's pure incompetence.
see. I obviously he's incompetent, but I think he started off with good intentions. I honestly do believe that. I just think even at the inception of his idea to open a school, he was lacking a critical component of being able to bring a team together, see a project through, be an overseer, and be a successful manager. You have to get along with people. His ego is extremely too high. Once he got on the big screen, like Tyreek said, you noticed anything that was humble that existed in him, we haven't seen that since. Some people suspect drug use. I don't know. I don't know Umar Johnson. Either way, he doesn't work with anybody that really know what they're doing. He doesn't know what he's doing. So I mean, clearly you were a supporter, and you still have hope that he's actually truthful in what he's trying to do. Um, I'm not gonna say that he's not truthful. The best I can do is say he got extreme mental illness, because it don't take this long to see, okay, what I'm doing is not working. Either he got substance abuse issues, he got mental illness, one of those together, probably both of them, maybe, possibly. Either way, that's a huge problem that he can't overcome that. Because it's no secret, anybody that was worked anything that was in this line of work, he says he has friends. I have friends that are principals. You saw him on Lord Jamar. I have friends that are all this. So he named all these lists of achievements that he has friends that are doing. Where are they? Who are they? Nobody of notoriety speaks on his behalf and says, yep, I vouch for what he's doing, because it's false. That don't take a lot to work with, and he's too erratic. So, I mean, anybody that still has faith and hope and they want to spend their money, hey, I ain't gonna tell you not to, but all you need to do is just do your research. Just do a little bit. There's a lot of people with a whole lot of research on Umar Johnson. You'll see that he doesn't. It's been too long. He doesn't make traction.
Right. So the main character, I'm trying to understand this. You said it's crazy. Lennon was clowning you recently. He got swole and bold. Me, Lennon Anna was talking about me, or was talking about Umar? Because I didn't hear anything about Lennon Anna talking about me. Lennon Anna basically doesn't necessarily engage with anybody from the sector per se. So give me more information on that. I have no idea about that. So
Yeah. So
uh
Pete, obviously I know about Lennon Honor, and I actually support Lennon Honor, because at this point, Umar Johnson, whether he's scamming or not, he's not serving the community overall. Um, to say that he's building something and he's not transparent, he's not doing it, he's not making any progress, but you're still asking for money. Whether you're a fraud or not, you're unsuccessful, and you do not need any more money. That's my opinion. People will say, okay, why is Lennon doing it so repetitiously? Hey, man, whatever. YouTube is entertainment. That's how I look at that. You pay for entertainment. He provides a service, provide a little bit of information behind it, whatever. I think you should chip some coins into that. He never said he was opening the school. That's for the people that hate on Lennon and people like him.
So the main character said, bro, he was calling you Yoda and clowning. Oh, so Lennon's a fan. I didn't know he was a fan. I thought he didn't pay attention to the sector. So, and my things, if you want me to get on Lennon Honor, because Lennon Honor and you and Umar Johnson, to me, actually Lennon actually worse, because
I want to hear about that. That's interesting.
I don't take 8-9 year vacations when I got 5 children. You know, I have credit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can get a house or houses if I want. I actually own a house. I actually have a career. It don't take me a decade to get out of college. I have 2 degrees. I'm actually successful in life. I don't need YouTube. If YouTube cease to exist tomorrow, I'm still going to make the money I'm making and operate my businesses as I do. So you can call me any name you want. That only speaks to the sophomore behavior that you convey and the goofiness that you do, because you're making a living off of Umar Johnson. I don't need to make a living off of anybody's name. I'll make a living off myself.
Let me ask you, brother.
Yes, sir.
So in your opinion, you would say that Lennon Honor is more detrimental overall than Umar Johnson?
Yeah, Lennon Honor was far worse.
That's interesting.
And you want to know why? You want me to give you the reasons why?
Sure.
Okay, number one, at least for Umar Johnson, there is verifiable things that Umar Johnson has done. Regardless of Umar Johnson regardless of Umar Johnson as a school administrator, he failed at that. But as far as Umar Johnson with degrees and actually operating as a school psychologist and operating as a principal, he actually did those things. Lennon Honor has no education of noted. Lennon Honor has never worked in any profession. Lennon Honor basically wrote books and other information that was false about Professor McGriff and so forth. And he had his wife involved in that, which I think is shameless for a husband. Lennon Honor also um, never bought anything of any consequence for his family without getting donations from your YouTube subscribers. That's shameless as a man. You don't own a house. Your family is on Section 8 and Medicaid, and you're a grown 47, 8-year-old man who can have full-time jobs and so forth, and you continuously lie and put on a front to YouTube. So no, I mean that's far worse, in my opinion.
Oh,
Is far worse. Those are
okay.
all everything I'm speaking of is verifiable
Mm-hmm.
and fact. I
What?
this is what I just stated was not my opinion. These are things that I can go back and show you videos and it'll prove that he tried to apply for a loan and didn't have the credit. How the hell you don't have credit? Either you have bad credit. He said he had no credit. So
Well, can I
that to
tell you
me,
why I disagree with why I believe Umar Johnson is far worse?
no,
Real
we're
quick,
not gonna get into that. We're not gonna get
just
into
real
that.
quick, just one
No,
sentence,
no,
brother.
no, no, no. We're not getting into that. We're
What?
not because this it's not about that. This is about because I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this to you, and I know you support Lennon Honor. That's fine, but I'm not gonna get into this thing of why one has to be worse than the other. I gave my opinion. You gave yours.
I didn't give
And-
mine. I didn't get a chance to.
okay, brother. It's time to go. I'm not getting into that. All right, your time was up. What's up, Flacco?
Yo, when I tell you my email has never been this bombarded, the Godfather has been causing rifts, man.
What happened? What's going on? What's going on, Flock? What they saying?
Man, they're saying D Darrell made a quote unquote heel turn. I'm not even sure like what that means. D Darrell is out here. Well, first off, they're saying that D Darrell is now Umar Johnson's biggest adversary.
I'm his biggest adversary.
Yeah, man. Like and they
Really?
said, yo, listen, and they've been telling me, yo, man, like D Darrell finally seen the light. D Darrell is finally, calling out Umar Johnson for scamming. So I'm just here to,
Now I never called him out for scamming. I didn't say scamming. But
they
that's
lying.
it. No. Hold on. Let me now. People are going to use that term scamming. I never, and you can look at the videos. What I stated was that he's inept to how to operate a school. He don't know what he's doing. What I'm saying is that he's not he poorly operated the school. That's what I'm talking about. I never said he scammed. I don't think he's scamming. And I stated that yesterday. I stated it the videos 2 or 3 days ago. But I stated that he simply don't know what he's doing. He is digging himself in a hole, and he thinks people are going to overlook that and continually give him money. So I said a lot of negative things in regards to his operation of the school, but I never said he broke the law. I never stated that. But I get it because people are going to assume that. So I'm not going to really trip on that at one bit. I'll clarify, but if they said that, it's cool. That's fine. So, but I'm surprised people actually were emailing you about this.
Man, yo, listen, like this is like a big deal, man. Apparently, like like Godfather having an objective opinion is now, a big deal. So, question: so, what sparked the change, though? Like, what sparked you? Um, I guess going from being a supporter to, I guess like calling out his I guess
This
I'm
BS. Okay, but
yeah,
before I do that, Flacco, I want to get to Mr. Cleanup Man.
sure.
First of all, Mr. Cleanup Man, this is not going to be a Lennon honor support better man than Umar. Okay, we're not doing that shit. Number one, he don't have time. He shouldn't have time if you're crying about working 60 hours a week as a grown ass man, in which he did. So don't sit there talking about who spend times with his kids. This is this is a way of derailing from the actual topic. This is about the Umar Johnson supporters. This is about the people who donated. It's about the Fdmg account. It's not about who the better man. You feel like Lennon is a better man. I think he's not. Case closed. We're not getting to this thing of going back and forth with where Umar did this, but Lennon did this. Both of these Negroes have done embarrassing shit on YouTube. And Lennon Honor has no place to talk about anybody. You can't even buy your wife and 5 children a house in your late 40s. That's a loser from my vantage point. So don't get in here telling me. And if you're so good of a man, you wouldn't have your children and your wife on public assistance. So stop. So basically, I'm gonna say this, Flock.
Mm-hmm.
What led me? Look, this has been a ongoing evolution. This is not something I just woke up and decided to do. Remember, I told people a year ago. I say, look, there's a lot of issues going on. You all are right about this and that, but I'm still gonna support them. I'm still gonna donate. It's up to you whether you want to donate. I went from that to, man, the issues with the taxes, man. I'm gonna be honest, Flop. When he constantly talked about the stuff about the taxes, how much the taxes were. Right now, he's paying $7,000 a month in taxes.
Wow, damn.
Yes, and so my thing is that's when, as a business person, looking at, how are we going to do renovations? How are we going to keep the upkeep of the place if we're focusing on $7,000 a month plus? Or the donations, basically, we're donating just to pay taxes. There is no progress with renovations.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, man, that's where things started to turn for me, in which I decided, damn, man, I was kind of like, that's where things kind of went left for me, man. I'm like, this ain't looking good. This is not right. Things are not organized. Financially, he needs some help. Things are not transparent. I'm not gonna blindly just give to you because you claim we need this and we need that.
Now, question. So, was it something like you reached out to Umar and try to figure out, yo, brother, like this, like $7K a month is dumb. Here's a proper course, or was it just so like, bro, like I've been giving him enough time and advice, I'm just gonna, like take this route now.
Right. Well, it started with the taxes. It wasn't even about the renovations, but my thing is about this. If you're paying that much in taxes, you can't put it towards renovations. That's just simple math, simple profit and loss. Like, these are liabilities. The school is a liability in itself, and it's going to take a lot of money. And also with that, if I was looking at it at myself as a businessman, I would have started with one portion. I would have divided the campus in portions where I could at least get something functional to, and then work on things piece by piece. There was no standard plan for that as far as how we're going to get this done. What were the goals? Like, there was nothing like that. Basically, you just send somebody on YouTube talking about, we need donations. This is that. And that's it. We this is what we needed for. We're trying to get the HVAC and all this other stuff. And then people start taking that and making content off of it. But there was no progression, man. It's and so I haven't donated to Umar to the school I think the last donation I gave was probably the fall of 2020. That's the last time I donated. I have not donated since, I want to say, October, maybe September, October of 2020. And so, and I'm not donating until I start seeing some progression, something to make me optimistic. So nothing. So it's, to me, you're seeing the same stuff over and over. You're seeing him doing YouTube interviews and the Instagram stuff. I want to see something about progression, about getting the school operating, and that's what I'm not seeing. So, though, if you're going to do content, let's do content on the school and how it needs this and needs that, and this is what's going on, or this is the steps I'm taking. So that to me was a negative, and so it led to me at this point I'm kind of looking at things in the sector, the sector that you were in, that I'm in, how things are going. People were talking to me about, what type of content to be doing or what kind of content should be going on in the sector. Recognized Gang was like, why not do more Umar Johnson content? I did a poll in which 47% of the people wanted Umar content, but the other 53% didn't.
Wanted
And I was,
foolery.
huh?
And they wanted foolery. The 53% wanted, the fuckery.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm at this point now, man. I'm trying to get out of these beefs. I got that little female in Detroit is constantly doing crazy shit. He tried to take some legal action against me and stuff, doing all kind of dumb shit. And so at this point, man, I'm being honest, Flacco. Like, I'm at a point now where my business is booming, and it's been booming since December of last year. I'm working on trying to get other stuff with this retail, with this dollar store and stuff. I got things going on with that. I got some other things that I'm working on, other investments. Man, I don't have time to be dealing with broke fools. I don't have time to be dealing with people who ain't on my level. Then they trying to do stuff to get money out of you in that process. So no. I'm not going to engage.
Speaking of broke fools, there's a couple people in the chat right now, like, looking for attention. One, I'm never gonna say, like, especially if you're leaving hate comments, I'm never saying that name. But bro, if you think my mom never having to wake up and go to work again, if you think her having all of her bills paid, her never having to call another man boss again, all on the back of me and my quote unquote entertainment career, if you think that's being a thought, man, hey man, I'll be a thought, bro. You feel me? Like, my bills is paid, my mom bills is paid, my family is good,
Right.
I'm blessed and highly favored, man. Now, a godfather. So now, first off, when you made this decision, was you ever fearful? Like, for example, because your base though is Umar Johnson supporters. So were you ever fearful? Yo, damn, bro, like, I might piss off my supporters, and it's gonna.
I did, man. I did. I have one. I can't say her name, but I got one supporter who been with me like a day one. She was actually responsible for giving me a lot of dirt on AAS, Gerald Palmer, and Lennon, and she pissed off right now.
Oh, she double exposure.
I can't say the name, but she pissed at me right now, like big time. And it's a couple other ones that emailed me, man. I see. Now you telling me you got a whole bunch of, I ain't get a whole bunch of emails. I got a few, but yeah, you said you had a whole bunch of emails. Like,
yeah,
I got a few people like, what about this? And I'm telling them, I say, listen, it's time at this point. We have to look at this logically. We can't have false hope based on what you wish something's gonna happen or hope something's gonna happen. And we cannot ignore his mistakes. And they want to just ignore his mistakes and think that he can overcome those mistakes. And I'm sorry, it's very difficult with a donation-based project to overcome $7K a month, unless you're getting double or triple that a month, which he's not. And that's the reason why and my thing is this going to sustain? Because they're going to be even more costs that come once the school opens. You're going to have stuff with transportation, food, materials, and utilities and all this different stuff, the teacher salaries, the cleanup crew, the janitors, and all of those things. It is expensive to operate a school. So this little $7,000 a month is going to be a small portion compared to if the school opened. Will the donations outweigh the liabilities? And I don't think so. And so this is actually why I tried the questions you asking when I'm talking about this. This is my purpose of creating the live stream, so I could talk about this with donors who continue to donate, or those who stop giving. We need to talk about the whole operational aspect of this school. Is it viable that he's going to get the support so that this school can maintain itself? And it's highly unlikely.
Wait, question is this though, because like you said though, the only solution is for him to get like more money, so like so like he could put it to use and actually operate the school. So if he doesn't get enough support, then like is it his fault?
Yeah, it is. It's partially his fault.
Mm.
And I'm gonna tell you why. The reason why it is because he, as the face of Fdmg Academy, has carried on in a way that it was not conducive to new people wanting to donate. What he did was he made a mockery of himself, in which people made jokes about him. They felt something was wrong with him, and so forth. And he destroyed his image on social media. Now, yes, there were people who had a lot to do with that wanted him to fail, but he also involved himself in self-afflicting issues from a negative standpoint. He's some of these issues were self-inflicted by him lying, saying things that wasn't true, doing all kinds of crazy stuff, showcasing his room and dirty and disorganized and saying stuff that don't make any sense. He did things that were self-inflicting. So he's responsible, and it would turn a lot of people off, especially parents. So yes, I get that. And I've also talked about it is partially the black community don't want to fund real projects. I still agree with that. But he also created issues that allowed this to bleed a lot harder than what it should have.
Mm-hmm. A question for you, right? So there's certain content creators who are saying, "Yo, we've been telling D Darrell this for 2 years. He's taken our talking points. You feel me? Like we're the ones who influenced D Darrell." Now, I think you know who I'm talking about, but we're not gonna say their names. So, what's your response to those motherfuckers saying, "Yo,
they influenced me"?
Yeah, man. Like they saying that, like they've been saying this for 2 years, and and you was calling them Umar Johnson haters, and and now, yeah.
Okay, so first I'm gonna say this. If they claim, and I'm gonna say to each and every one of these fools, if they claim I took their talking point, please clarify what talking point I took, because my assessment is strictly my assessment, and it was not influenced by anybody else's. Because number one, they come from a perspective in which they think Umar committed a crime. I've never come from a position that Umar scammed. I never stated that, and I never will say that unless he gets investigated or indicted for a crime. Then I will say otherwise. Until that happened, I will never say that about someone unless there's evidence. That's slander. I'm not going to slanderize someone based on what I think happened versus real evidence.
Yes.
I have no evidence that Umar scammed anybody. I don't. What I do have evidence of is that he mismanaged the funds in regards to buying the property. He didn't consider all of the operational costs and the renovations and so forth. He did a poor job of marketing himself as far as his image. That was really the cause of him getting donations, and now it has become a curse in which he's not getting those donations. I saw with my own eyes, man. In 2014, man, Umar was at the Shrine of the Black Madonna. A lady in here right now by the name of Raining Woman, that's from the Houston area. She went to that. About a few hundred people went to those lectures that he engaged in. Right when Umar was at his height in 2017, they left the museum area or the library and went to the church. It had over 3,000 people. 2,000 to 3,000 people were in that church. So and then I saw in 17 where it went right back to the museum. I mean, not 17, but last year it went right back to the museum area again. That only fit 200 or 300 people. So that lets me know he had highs and lows. He was at his peak in 17, 18. and then it went back down because the support has left because of him. When people complain about the FDMG Academy not opening, they're really saying issues that he has produced.
Yeah, bro. The question is this though, because if, like, for example, right. So we're saying, Umar Johnson cannot open up the school if he don't have enough support and donor money, right? And based
Right.
on I guess like his actions and like on accord, he's not raising right the money needed. So some might say, yo, Darrell, man, like you going down this path and openly, I guess, like critiquing him will damn near ensure that he never gets the support needed to open.
No, that's not my purpose.
Mm-hmm.
My purpose is to in some way allow the donors to quit getting caught up in the fascination with Umar as a content creator.
Yeah.
The fascination of everything he says is unquestionable. See, the donors are not producing any pushback or pressure for Umar to do better. Why should he do better if no one that's a donor, past or present, is going to make him aware consistently that you're not operating appropriately, and why should I give you my money? Nobody is doing that.
Mm-hmm. Hey, when you say better, what do you mean? When you say like better, like how can Umar Johnson like prove to you that he's getting better and he's ready?
Okay, number one, you need to tell us a plan. We need a summarized financial plan. Okay, we need some more transparency. You ain't got to show me the bank statements, but you need to let us know estimate of how much money you're getting a month versus the bills. See, we don't know what the liabilities versus the income and cash flow. We don't know that. If you're spending $10,000 a month on bills and only getting $12,000 in donations, this school, it's going to take you 10 years to get the money just to complete one portion of that compound. I mean, of that school, of the school grounds. So we need to know what we are up against in order to get the school functional. We have no idea. You're just asking for more donations. You're not even talking about as far as you're letting us know about the taxes. You're not even letting us know as far as you filing your taxes yearly. This is just property tax. We're not even talking about financial documents. We have nothing to talk about where we are as a venture itself or as a project, where we are financially as far as the income versus the outflowing capital. We have no idea. But you just want us to just freely give without any expectations of you managing the money better, you setting short-term and long-term goals as far as systematically. I'm saying, like, okay, we're gonna have to spend this much on the HVAC. We're gonna have to spend this much on lights and other aspects of getting things organized. We have no strategic plan for that. And as far as the people who on this quote unquote board, if he has a board, I get why he doesn't want to show them, because there are fools out there that's going to try to dox these people's lives and get them fired from jobs. And I get that. But at this point, I'm at the point now of saying, did they understand what they were signing up for? And at this point, we need to know, like, I'm holding them accountable too, if there truly is a board, because you're allowing him to be incompetent as a board, and you're not voting down the actions that he's doing. The board can establish a code of conduct for Umar Johnson. The board can also determine how capital is going to be utilized and allocated. And but so that's why it leads me to think he doesn't have a board, because he's still operating flagrantly throughout social media with above. Basically, he's above reproach. So logically thinking, there is no board.
And do you regret um, supporting him in the past and leading people to donate to him?
No, I don't regret it. I don't regret it because at the time, particularly when I started doing YouTube videos, and to be honest with you, I just want you to understand, when I started the sector, right, or at least this side of the sector, I didn't even know who these people were. Okay, I basically engaged because a person falsely doxed me and stated I committed identity theft. It had nothing to do with Umar Johnson. So when they said those things about Umar Johnson, I said to myself, why would I believe what you're saying about Umar Johnson when you falsely put information about me that did not exist? And so, so I engaged and went back and beefed and so forth, which was something they wasn't used to. They were used to just saying stuff about people and nobody responding back. But I responded back on their ass. I ended up saying stuff, getting information and so forth. And so they wasn't used to that. And so I started going in on people, went in on Lennon, went in on Andrew Michelle Stewart and Gerald Palmer. And they wasn't accustomed to that. They were accustomed to saying what they want and being done with it. But no. They ran against the wrong person because I started swinging back. And so they put out false information about me. They put out false information about my business. They tried to get my business taken off of a website. They did all of these egregious things. And I said to myself, why would I believe what you're saying about Umar when you lied on me? If you're lying on me, I know you're lying about Umar, which is what they were doing anyway. And which is what they did. They cut and paste and edited websites to say I did this and I was lying to the LGBT community and they had me saying that I operate on somebody else's license. And to my ignorance, if I would have known it, don't you know? I'm gonna say this, Flock. If I would have been knowledgeable about the law and how YouTube worked back then, Anti-Afro Spengali would be in jail right now for what she did. That was actually a criminal offense, and she would have lost her license for saying that I misused my license and operating under somebody. That was slander. That was real slander and defamation. But you only have a year or 2 year time frame to do so. That happened in 19. It's 2020, 2021. I had actually, when I went to my lawyers early this year, they told me that I think the statute for the first defamation that she committed was April or May of 2020. That was the time I could have actually did that. I had no idea that the person that told me I could have done something was Tiffany. And Tiffany Phillips. And when she first told me, I didn't take it serious. I'm like, nah, I don't do all of that. Which now I regret it. I actually could have done that when I left the sector in February of 2020. I could have filed after I left the sector for what she did. And so you got Rev G now saying stuff about how the sector started by people, bullying them for going against Umar. That's a lie. That word, no, Umar Johnson fans are not vocal. You can by today, I'm doing something geared towards them, and they are not vocal, and they're not people that are about coming on YouTube. That was an issue that I had to face when I started my channel to doing this type of content. A lot of Umar Johnson supporters were afraid to come on my panels. I know because they used to send me emails. There were people that used to send me emails and say stuff, but they said that they didn't want to go on the panel because they was actually afraid that Anti-Afro Spengali was going to get them fired. And let's be honest, she got Reverend Gerald Palmer got Nelson Nobles fired. And when that happened, people really were in fear of them because they really saw that they could get somebody fired. So people were not at ease to come on saying that they support Umar. And that's real talk. Like Nelson Nobles used to come on my channel. Nelson Noble talked about what happened. with him and Gerald. I tried to get an interview with him and he refused. This is stuff that really happened. So my channel was the only safe place people could go at that time. and so I get it, but at this point now, man, we're in 2022. We're not hearing any updates, no monthly or weekly updates. He's just basically doing stuff on King Kong Consciousness and doing interviews, and that's it.
Your question, right? So now there's always going to be the haters and who say, "Oh, D. Darrell only doing this because Umar didn't give him the interview," etc., man. So, what's your response to that nonsense?
I'm going to say that. I said, listen, I'm going to say this. If I had real issues with Umar not doing the video, I could have been did content on that. I could have did that initially. The time to do that was after that particular event was over with. I could have went on Umar at that time. Why would I wait another year to go in on something that happened back in, I think,
it has been a year. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's been over a year. It's a year now. It was like August of or July. It was July of 2021.
Time goes by fast.
Yeah. So shit. I mean, I don't have, what's the point? I didn't get the interview. He didn't respond back. And there are people in the behind the scenes who would say, hey, D. Darrell, just be patient. I don't know why he not responding to you. He know who you are. He know this and know that. And I'm like, okay, I get it. But now I'm like, man, fuck all of that. It would have been nice to have the interview, but I wasn't like, I was doing other content. Man, I had so much at that time, man. The sector was a totally different place.
Yeah.
I didn't need Umar for content. I was doing quite well. I was pulling in good numbers.
No, facts, man. So hey, your Godfather, listen though, I'm pulling on pants because I have to run, man.
Okay.
But listen, man. I'm glad that you were finally like moving past, letting no content creators use your name for clout. You feel me? I'm glad you feel me? I'm glad you're done engaging with niggas. And hey, you feel me? Right. Even though like we might have different stances on Umar Johnson, I know that you're not like out here, being malicious. You feel me? Right. For example, what you do is much different from somebody else doing 3 live streams a week talking about one man and one subject for 4 or 5 years straight. You feel me? That's a lot different, So so like don't let nobody even try to like compare the two,
Right. Yeah. I agree.
And listen, man, I'm the Godfather. I'm out of here, man. Peace.
All right, player. Peace. All right, guys. Appreciate Flacco for coming. I let Flacco come in because Flacco got status. So and he a good guy. So I give the good guys a pass. That's my brothers. Flacco, my little nephew. So, but yeah, man, guys, look, for those that are wondering why now, D. Darrell, my question is why not now? Why not? Why can't at this point be the perfect time to do what I'm doing? And I get it. People are going to feel some type of way. This is the evolution of me as a content creator, as a person. Look, I stopped donating. And I told you all here and there about what I wasn't happy with. I stopped doing Umar videos. So it's not like I consistently did Umar videos. This is the right time for me to talk about things in the manner that I want, about the operation of Fdmg Academy. This is what this is all about. This is about Fdmg Academy. If you are a donor or a person who did donate, whether you stop or continue, I would like you to come up on the chat. Muslim said, you said a year ago Umar should sell those buildings and start over somewhere. I did say that. I did say that I think that Umar should start over because that school is an endless money pit where he's going to constantly uh, spend money and nothing's coming out of it. You know? So now we're spending all this money on taxes. You're spending money on light bills and everything not getting paid. There's so much disorganization. Is there even a budget? And there's no money. There's not the donation model. His lack of support is partially his fault. And the black community is exhausted with a lack of progress from Umar Johnson managing the Fdmg Academy. Buying the buildings was just a mere symbolic gesture to make it appear as if it was a tangible act. It was not. I'm only speculating. But the bottom line is that the school is not close to opening. There's no progress with the major projects that need to be completed so that it can pass the state inspections to open. Now you just the money that's paid towards taxes should be going towards renovations. And that's what I'm not happy about. And he only paid $450,000 for this place. So imagine if he would have paid $1 million or $2 million for a building. The property taxes would be far worse. Would be a lot higher than what it is now. How would he deal with that? So, guys, this is my last call for any Umar Johnson supporter, any Umar Johnson donator, anyone that donated, past or present. I'm extending a hand out to you. You choose not to respond, it's on you. For those that are emailing Flock, hey, I'm gonna do a show for you all too. For those who want to wonder why D Darrell changed, I'm going to do a live stream about that. And I'm going to give you all a chance to talk your speech to me. Now, tonight, this was the donors. No real donors showed up. Now, watch when it's time for those who ain't never donate but want to criticize D Darrell. Watch how those fools come popping up. It's going to be 6, 7, 8 people popping up on the panel talking about this and that. Now, I'm very cordial tonight. I'm trying to just get to the topic itself. But on that, I'm just going to be straight up Godfather on everybody ass. They want to pop up and criticize. Tonight's not the night. But I'm going to do a live stream and watch how many fools come popping up ready to go in on me on why I did this and did that. So it's up to you. It's up to you. Rizzo Lyricist said, yeah, they'll pop up for shaking my head. They will. Never fails. They will. They come popping up. Well, D Darrell, remember when you said this? And as far as Lennon Honor, man, Lennon Honor, do me a favor. Get a job where you can support your family without them getting government assistance. And with that jug alien ass head you got, you don't have a right to talk about nobody. Stop. You was goofy as hell. You always goofy, and that lets me know you still been a fan. You low key watching me, which is fine with me. That's fine. You stack wood for a living, nigga. You can't talk about nobody. Get the fuck out of here. You stack wood for a living. And when you gonna graduate out of college? Get that supposedly computer science degree that you've been working on for the last 6 years. When you gonna ever get that? I'm so sick of people. Every time we talk about Umar, they want to bring up, and then talk about Lennon Honor, they lose their fucking mind. Well, now Lennon Honor ain't just he with his kids. No, he ain't. He ain't doing shit with them kids. Fucking older boy can't even fucking read. His oldest son can barely fucking read. Fuck out of here with spending time. That lazy ass want to sit home and do nothing. Got washing machines outside and shit. What kind of fucking trap house want to call a fucking bandos and shit? What kind of fucking trap house you living in? Fucking wash machine outside in fucking broad daylight on a goddamn porch. Get the hell out of here. Fixing your mouth to talk about the Godfather. Well, let me stop. Let me slow down. Let me not get start going. I'm trying to get away from that. I'm trying to get away from that. I'm trying to get away from that. And then people have been calling me. I remember if you blame that shit on Spotum. Spotum was the one that came out with that shit. Got people calling me burnt Yoda and all this other shit. I'm like, Negro, stop. You begging for, can't even pay your own son medical bills and shit. You want to fix your mouth up and talk about me? And then you lied about it and then give the money back. The hell he talking about? Want to talk about D. Darrell? Shit, tell Aida to come over here and see what happened. I got something for her. I bet you wouldn't trust me one night with Aida. She'll tell you about it. Muslim said, Umar is a one-man team. No one can do everything by themselves. Umar was doomed to failure, and I ain't hating on him. It's just the honest opinion. Look, you have the right to have that, but Muslim, you're not African American, so I can't really, you're Arab, brother, you're Persian, so I can't. This is really a black man issue, black community issue, but I get it. You have your opinion, but I'm gonna say this, man. I was speaking to the donors, those who donated, and the donors don't want to engage. At least they don't want to engage with me. You're people who are mad, they upset. Okay. Be as you may. The reality is that Aida Applebaum, she got it going on. Aida. Man, that used to be the jam, man. Bonita Applebaum, man, that shit was the jam back in the shit. That was like 90, 89. Don't. Boom. 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 Man, Q-Tip was man, he was, man, that's an all-time hip-hop classic. Bonita. Aida Applebaum, you got it going on. Aida. Should that may be my next song. You want to call me Yoda and shit? Got something for Aida. Yeah, man. So 52 in the chat, Jake. Equality. You said it was 33. Now we got 52. So what you got to say about that, brother? So this is for the donors. And I'm gonna say this to recognize game, man. These donors don't like to engage. And I have, and I'm gonna say this, I appreciate everybody who has joined the FDMG donor group. We have over 14 members and counting. $14 members and counting. Hope it continues. I'm asking people to give me their questions of what they would like to ask Umar. I really think the donors feel like if they talk or show any type of conscious ask questions, they really feel like they're disappointing Umar. I'm starting to believe that they feel like they're disappointed as a Pan-African to question a person who is at the helm of this issue here. Recognized Game say if you build it, they will come. Yeah, but I ain't got time to do a lot of building. I got real shit I got to do. I ain't got time to do like right now, man. The time I'm taking to do these videos, I'm spending now the weekend to do these videos. I got about 5 or 6 more videos to do on this Umar situation. At least 6 more videos over the next 2 weeks. And I'll see. I'll give it a few weeks. And we'll go from there. Hey, Ama, how you doing? What's up? She said, yo, Godfather, what's going on? My opinion, what's up, Queen? Says, I saw perhaps proof of you paying $10 for the building because it was a charitable donation. Really? Stop it. Muslim said, your views evolved on Umar last year. I was there. It was subtle, but I picked up on it. Now you're just being more forthcoming and blunt. I really am, man. It's like there's no running away from this. Okay, now you got people being disrespectful. Let me go ahead and block you. So I have said countless times that Umar lacks business acumen, business sense, organizational sense. Muslim said IMO means in my opinion. Okay. And yes, there are people who are going to come out and say stuff about me. You know, Gerald Palmer said, yeah, D. Darrell doing this, but he making it about himself. Okay, Gerald. Gerald's still living in the past, talking about how the sector bullied and terrorized anti-Afro Spengali and him. I'm like, what world are you living in? I doxed everybody. Get the fuck out of here. I ain't doxed nobody. Especially first. Shit is wild, man. But this is the world we living in. So now I'm going to engage with those who've been emailing Flacco talking shit. I stole your talking points. So I definitely got to chop it up with y'all. We got to have a discussion. Y'all done lost y'all damn mind. I don't need anybody's talking points. I have my own talking points. I don't have to borrow or steal from anybody. Y'all free to think about Umar whatever way you want. Just like I'm free. I'm free to do the same. So people want to sit here and say about me changing my views. As Muslims stated and others, my views have evolved. Just so now I'm like, listen, this is what's up. Umar is sitting around investing his time in entertainment instead of figuring out effective ways to open this school up. Like I'm sitting here saying this because the obvious is that the donations are not overflowing. And at some point, he's going to have to make a decision to sell this building. Shit may, or whatever. They may take it if you don't pay taxes. What's up, Recognized Game? He says Fdmg donor group is highly motivated to collectively invest into a real venture that actually generates revenues. Ain't what we do is how we do it. It ain't what we do is how we do it. Well, if we can get to that point, right now we have 14 members in a day, in 2 days. And hopefully, if we get a good 50 to 100 or more, slowly but steady, then we may be working on something. Recognize we may have something we be working on. We may have something to work with. As far as trying to get a real venture and accumulate capital to do so. It's not a bad idea. Come up with joint ventures. I'm going to say something that doesn't require a large amount of capital to start and is easily functional. I don't want nothing big and grandiose that takes months and months. I got a lot of trolls coming in right now. And it's almost like there are people who are waiting for me to do this. There were people who were waiting for me to quote unquote flip the script, which I really didn't. But now, I stopped giving money. I've been said I stopped giving money, and we're not getting evidence. If Umar tomorrow starts showing shit, then my stance will change. But I have to see that. I have to see it, witness it, and hear it. I need to see the tangibles. What we're asking for is not outside of the realm of any business or any nonprofit. So now I'm going to become this polarizing figure where people are going to now talk about D Darrell, Dick riding Umar, or D Darrell now is Umar number one hater. My opinion says I believe most will feel like I'm not falling for the banana in the tailpipe again. I get that. Muslim states question: did Rev G call the police on Nobles and make a police report, or did he take matters into his own hands and police Nobles' personal life by contacting his job? Rev G contacted Nelson Noble's job and got him fired. That's what he did. And Rev G engaged with Nelson. Rev G engaged. Now, did I agree with what Nelson Nobles did? No, I didn't. I also didn't agree with the bullshit that Rev G did. They both had wrong. They both carried themselves in a less than adult-like manner, less than what they should have. So all of these trolls that come in, you're going to get blocked. So you all can continue doing what you're doing, and I'm going to continue blocking you. So I'm going to go for another 10 minutes, and I'm sending it out. I don't anticipate any donor is going to come up. I'm not going to have these constant arguments with people who haven't donated. I mean, I've already done that. I've been there and done that with those who have never donated, wanting to create content. But I mean, today, man, I just want to say, guys, I had a busy day today. Did some work around the house and stuff I had to do around the house. Had some errands I had to operate. Working on content. I was doing some music stuff also. Yeah, I had a lot to do today, and I didn't even. Sometimes I work every other Saturday or at least one Saturday a month. So I'm happy I didn't have to do that. But my weekends I enjoy relaxing because I work a lot, work hard. My son is getting back into the football stuff. I have a fall football schedule for my son per se. We had a scrimmage yesterday. We got a game next Friday, so I'll be doing my thing on that. Yeah, that's just what it is. I enjoy this. I like the engagement though, and so I know this has been shocking. I know people wondering and they're looking at me in a certain way. I'm surprised that Flacco is getting all these emails. I received a few emails, but not. I guess with people who know me and they've known that my view of things have changed. They're not that surprised. Then you got those. No matter what I say, they're gonna feel a certain way. And that's fine. That's fine. So, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I think I've been on enough. I think I've served my purpose on this live stream. It's over 2 hours. We had Flacco come in. We had whatever this guy named popped up, and he turned out to be a Lennon Honor apologist, which I don't have any. Don't get me wrong, guys. I'm coming out with this Mr. Clean Up and all these other. Look, the people that I'm listen. I don't give a damn if I say do this content on Umar. I'm still gonna say fuck an anti-fraud warrior, fuck a Spengali, fuck Rev G. That ain't changing, and fuck Lennon Honor too. That's never gonna change, regardless if I support Umar or not. Those are some of the most low down, disgusting, trifling, despicable ass people I ever seen in my life. So I'm out of here, guys. Appreciate you all for showing up today. Appreciate you all for participating. I wish that I would have gotten, wish I would have gotten lurking. I get it. I just want you to know, donor, I'm not through talking to you. D. Durrell is going to seek you out. Some of you are going to engage. I know you will. Listen, you have a right. You have a right. And I'm going to say this. You have a right to have an opinion. D. Durrell has a right to have an opinion. Your opinion is your opinion, as long as it's genuine. And I'm going to continue to seek you out. Yes, Muslim, I did get your email. So, guys, I'm out. This is D. Durrell with the Sectors TV, D. Durrell Life Solutions, broadcasting from the Black Balance Network. Y'all have a great day. Peace.